Hi, this is Mighty CS Man. I have a complete curriculum on the Building Java Programs book, and the book has this wonderful website, Practice It. It's a free website that anybody can go in and try the problems in the book. So this video is for Self-Check 5.25 scannerYouTyped. And this problem has to deal with scanners and scanner look-ahead. So we're supposed to write the code that prompts for a number. This, type a number, and then prints a different message depending on whether the number was an integer or a real number. So here's just sample dialogues. So this has to do with scanner look ahead, but let me illustrate first why you need scanner look ahead. Let's try, first of all, I always like to write pseudocode for what's going on. So I'm going to have to create a scanner. Then I'm going to prompt for the number, and then I'm going to read number from scanner, and then I'm going to say if integer, let's try doing print integer, else print real number. Okay, so let's see if this works. I'm going to create that scanner using the system.in, which Practice It will actually override. Rather than asking me to type in numbers, it's actually going to provide those things to my code. So I'm going to prompt for the numbers. So it's going to be a system.println. Actually, it's not a println. It's going to be a print because I need to put the numbers in the same line. And Practice It is so touchy that it would not work. Whoops. I guess it's not going to let me do that. So let's do type a number. Got that. So I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to read the number from the scanner. So I'm going to do int scanner dot next int, and then right now, I think we come up with the first problem. If integer, well, how do I know if it's an integer? Because I already got it, and I specifically asked for an integer. So that's not going to work. So we need to figure out something else. And in fact, one of the things I was going to show you is that if you try to get an int, and there's a scanner there, it's scanning this 42, first thing it's going to do is it's going to read 42. And then I think it actually probably read 0.5. Let's see if we can actually, let's see if we can do this here. And let's system.out.println of num. And let's see. I still have to figure out some way to simulate if it's an integer. Let's just run this and see what happens. I know it's not going to work, but I'm curious to see. First thing it's going to do, okay, token 42.5 cannot be interpreted as type int. Okay, so that's what I was trying to figure out. What does it do if I ask for it? So if this were Eclipse, I think the 42 would have been read as an integer, and then the 0.5 would have been read as a floating point. Ooh boy, hope it didn't just throw that all away. I think it did just throw all that away. Okay, I'll have to take a second and go back to what I had. Okay, I got back to where I was. So now we need to actually figure out the right way to do this. So we need to figure out what is this thing here. And if you read chapter 5, you will find scanner look ahead. Okay, that's actually scanner head look at it as chapter 5.4. So let's figure out, scanner look ahead lets us check to see whether we have an int. So instead of next int, we can say has next int. Has next int. So what we want to do is put a new thing in here. Check if there's an int available in scanner. If it is, then what we want to do is read the number from the scanner. We no longer need that. And then we can print the integer. Else, we're going to we need to actually read double from scanner. Here we can say instead of number, let's say int. Okay, so let's do that. If scanner dot has next int. So that checks, it looks ahead in the scanner, doesn't actually pull anything off, but it looks ahead, and only if it's there will that return true. Okay, so close that, else and so let's read the double from the scanner. sc.next double, and then we're going to print that number. Okay. And let's get rid of this redundant comment. All right. So now let's see what happens when we run it. Okay. Getting much closer though. So this line looks just like what it should. That's my output. Okay. All I forgot is I forgot to put the right prompt. So I need to print you typed the real number, space. And in the case of decimal, you typed the integer. Okay, let's try running that. Okay, so that worked. So let's review. What did we learn here? Scanner you typed. This has to do with scanner look ahead. Has next int, has next line, has next double, etc. So the overall format's pretty straightforward. You're just prompting and then printing. And this is really the guts of this problem. Has next int right here. And just for fullness, we can say else if sc.has next double. That should do the exact same thing. Yep, passed all the tests. So has next, learn to use has next so that you don't accidentally you don't read the wrong thing, because you saw what happened when I tried to read the next int and it wasn't an int. The other thing that's a common problem with scanners is that people will do this, for example, okay, and then they need to refer back to that number later. So they'll use, instead of using num, they will, for example, actually type in another sc.nextInt, like it's a function that's always going to return the same thing. But it is not. It's actually not only reading the next token, it's actually removing it from the stream. So you will never be able to get that number again. That's why we saved it in the first place, okay? So don't call it too many times. Save it into a variable, and then it'll be available for your use later. All right, well, I hope you got something out of this. If you did, please like and subscribe. I have a full channel the entire Building Java program curriculum, all the chapters, and many of these practice it problems.